I don't know who's responsible for the new design of women's pockets or why they did this, but this new you can't even get, 2 inches of hand in does not work for me on pockets. So here's a real quick and easy fix for that. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pocket, okay? So initially it looks like this, right? It's got that little short sewn there, right? And I'm going to come and I'm going to clip right here, just along this side, right? And then I'm going to cut the pocket open until I get over here, and I'm going to give myself just a little bit of this seam open too, okay? Next, I need to know how long the piece I'm going to put on here is going to be, right? So we're going to measure this. And from this side to this side looks like about 7.5 inches. So it's going to be 7.5 inches wide. How long it's going to be depends upon how deep I want this pocket to be. I want to add an extra 3 inches to my pocket. So I'm going to do 7.5 by 6 plus my seam allowance. In this case, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So 7.5 by 7 for my pocket space that I'm going to cut. And I need to cut 2 of them, so I have 1 for each side. So now I've got my little 7 by 7.5 inch pocket extender, right? And I'm going to take it and I'm going to, you can use any piece of fabric for it, doesn't matter, use something you stash and stuff, but it's not ever going to be seen, right? So I'm going to take and I'm going to the inside of my pocket and I'm just going to pin this on here real quick. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other inside, right? If you work from the outside of the pocket, you won't be able to sew both sides. Plus, then your seam will be on the inside, and you don't want that edge on the inside of your pocket when you're sticking your hands in there. Okay, and then you're just going to sew both of these right along here for your 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay. Okay, so I've got it sewn on both sides now, right? But it's still open. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to line these up. Usually I put one up and one down just to kind of decrease the amount of bulk, right? And I'm just going to pin these real quick. Do that on both sides, right? This was down on this side, so it needs to be down on that side. And now you're just going to sew that same on this. This one I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam on just because there's not a whole lot of space to get in tight to here, right? So now it's sewn here on both sides. We have a total complete pocket, right? And we've gone from this, where I can't even get my hand in hardly at all, to this, where you have a nice, decent size pocket. So repeat on the other side and you're good to go.